Hello YouTube, it is your boy Dave, come back to another goddamn video. For today, I want to do a review. Or, we're going to be doing a review is a better way of saying it. For the game Walking Dead Survival Instinct, because this is a game that I decided on trying to beat, mostly out of curiosity. I seen a cheat for infinite ammo. That's literally the only reason I played this game, was solely for the factor of getting infinite ammo. That sounds stupid, and by godly, it was stupid. This is a game that does not deserve to be bought. It shouldn't even be given as a gift. This game just deserves to be put on the floor as such. See, the problem with this game, I have to say, is it's a slog, okay? Like, let's compare it to any other, like, zombie-style shooter or whatever. Literally anything, okay? Like, if you bought this expecting it to be like this, you will be sadly mistaken. Like, this game doesn't even know what the fuck it wants to be, okay? One of the blurbs on the back of the box says that the zombies can smell you. That's not a mechanic. That's just you making the stealth mechanics poor. You know, piss poor. Because, I swear to God, I've had a harder time playing this fucking game than I have, you know, playing physically any other game in my collection. Like, this game gives me a fucking aneurysm. Like, good God. Like, okay. To define what I'm talking about, there's, like, stealth mechanics. You know, you can, like, do, like, stealth kills and all that. You can, you know, like, crouch and all that. But it's completely meaningless when the game's main mechanics don't actually allow you to do anything, you know, productive or functional with it. So it pretty much is like the game giving you stealth shit, but also giving you, like, a shotgun and a machine gun. It defeats the purpose of doing the stealth shit in the first place. You know? And that's where I have problems with this game. Another factor is how the relic system works in this game, which, if you don't know, you get relics when you complete portions of the game, or when you save certain survivors, or complete the game. I have completed the game and also unlocked and saved at least 4 survivors, so I unlocked 4 relics. The way I thought the mechanic worked was if, you know, you unlocked it, you'd be able to enable it, kind of like how cheats work in virtually any game. But I was sadly mistaken. Relics work on a level that only one of them can be enabled at a time, meaning you can only really use one, like a whole save. Do you know how fucking stupid that is? It makes it so that way you are completely unable from actually using anything other than, let's just say, the bow and arrow assault rifle combo, which, let me be totally honest, the bow and arrow is the only good weapon in this game outside of the sledgehammer, and both are horrendously flawed. Then again, this entire game is flawed, so really. But yeah, if you're going to play this, I would say at least stop playing this for a while and switch over to something actually good, like Left 4 Dead 2, for God's sakes. Because yeah, this game is like a non-game, because since it's based off a show, there's no real plot. Like, sure, in the beginning of the game, there's a semblance of a plot, but that quickly dissolves into literal nothingness by the end of the game. Like, I've never seen a game where by the end of the game, nothing is resolved and nothing actually happens. It's like a Seinfeld moment, where by completing the game literally says fuck you to its audience. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, this game just does not want you to have fun. Like, the fact that the knife, your starting weapon, is such a slow, agonizing thing. And, like, in any other zombie game, you know, usually a slow enemy is a problem. No, in this game, the problem is the fucking hit detection with the zombies. Because, let's say, you know, they're doing their fucking zombie walk or whatever. They could be about a foot away from you, but you'll still take damage because they touched you. It goes by NES logic, where if an enemy touches you from the sides or something, you take damage. Which, if it was in an NES game, let's say Mario Bros. Or something, that makes sense, because, you know, it just does. Sort of just a standard. But in something like this, it doesn't make sense. Like, shit, even Techland's, Dead Island, kind of has similar enough mechanics to this. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to try this out, was because, you know, I like Dead Island, so seeing a game that kind of reminds me of just having items similar enough to either what is it? Well, the Dead Island or Condemned kind of interested me in this, but oh god, this is nothing like either of those games because those games are actually good. This game, the only way you can actually win is finding the most bullshit weapons and just using only those. Like, the whole survival method of this game is just hoping that your game doesn't just say fuck you and make you have to start or reload a save with like half health. You know, the beginning of the game is fine. It's normal. It's good for the most part. Like the beginning of the game, I would say, is my favorite part of the game because at least then the game's fairness is at least at a relative level. Like you can beat it with a certain level of acceptability. Like you can beat the early portions of the game and be totally good. Like you're not going to get mad. It's the later portions of the game I have issue with because they just throw so much fucking bullshit at you, okay? For one, they give you grenades, and usually with grenades, you know, they're useful, but in this game, grenades do literally nothing. Like, sure, you can throw it into a pile of zombies, but then it just causes a bigger problem by making the game spawn in more zombies, which, that's another problem I have with this game, is just how spawning works. It sounds stupid, but hear me out. Zombies are the main enemy, and in most zombies-themed shit, like Dead Island. Well, yeah, kind of Dead Island, but, you know, let's use Left 4 Dead 2 over here, like how this, like, spawning works in that. Like, let's say you've been standing for an area for too long, the game will spawn in one of the specialty zombies, whether it be, you know, like a spitter or something. That works because at least then the game will either alert you via like a little cue or something and bam boom you have to take it out or just run into the safe house. But with this game it doesn't give you any cues and well I mean it doesn't really need to considering the fact that every enemy you fight is just a generic zombie. But the problem I have with this game is that it's bullshit. Okay, let's say you clear a room of zombies, right? You kill every single one. You turn your head 360 degrees only to realize, oh, I guess I missed one. You kill that one, 5 more spawn in the same room. This happens throughout the entire fucking game. It's as if the game just wants to be bullshit just for the sake of bullshit. Like, it becomes such a regular occurrence near the latter half of the game that you don't even bother killing those enemies. You just start running. Like, the game just becomes like a marathon game where you just want to get it over with. Like, that's how I felt when I finally got to, like, the last 2 levels of the fucking game. It's just get it over with. Because, sweet mother of all that is holy, I've never played a game that has made me feel so goddamn angry at a game outside of maybe Destiny or Payday 2. But with this, it's just like, it feels like a waste of time even talking about this game. But at the same time, I sort of have to because of the fact that, I mean, I just sat down and played this for several days. I mean, come on now. So, in fact, I just have to review this. Like, let's just point out if there's even any, like, positives, okay? Which, I will say at least the sledgehammer is a good weapon, although I don't like how it has, like, one of the slowest wind-ups. You know, it's like, yeah. And then it takes forever just to do the charge move, which is kind of pointless, since just a swack to the head instantly kills everything. Like, I don't get how this game, like, its logistics work. Like, there's, like, once again, going back on the stealth logic of this game, there's, like, 4 items. There's 2 health items, you know, an MRE, sports drink, you know, your Gatorade or whatever, and then you have a glass bottle and a flare. The stealth items are completely useless, and because, like, look, if the stealth mechanics were implemented in a way that was actually useful, and if it wasn't like if there was a level where you were maybe stealthing around in, like, a military base or something, that would be cool. But instead, throughout the entire game, you're mostly playing in the same level, and you're mostly just fighting zombies. No, scratch that. You're always fighting zombies. So it defeats the purpose of doing stealth, right? Like, in even something like fucking Call of Duty, for Christ's sake, when it has the logic of, like, zombies coming after you, You have something like, something loud and obnoxious, like the, what was it, the monkey bomb, whatever the fuck you'd call it, the monkey toy from, what is it, Black Ops 2, 1, I don't think they put that in World at War. Yeah, they put that in World at War. You know what I'm talking. If you played any Call of Duty, a little crank up thing, you toss it and a bunch of zombies just clamor it, just clump into it. They have that with like the flare and all that, but the problem is half the time, because of the way the game works, it just doesn't do anything. So it just makes it like an insufficient way of just wasting inventory space, which is also a thing in this game, is because of the fact that they want to also put in like survival elements. They also wanted you to like more or less just sort of make it a little bit more overly difficult for you, which I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about, them putting something like that in this game, but for me especially, I just do not like the fact that just how this game works. Right? Like, the gunplay, like I said before, guns are meaningless in this game because of the fact that they just draw attention. And because of the fact that most guns in this game are like the worst. Like, assault rifle in this game is a good gun. It'll shoot, it'll take down a bajillion enemies, perfect accuracy, A-OK. An assault rifle in this game is slow, cumbersome, and completely useless because of how spawn rates work in both games. Like in both games, you could use nearly the identical guns. Like both of them have a semi-automatic shotgun. Both of them have their was an AR-15 look-alike. They both have it. Both have an M1911. They both have their version of it. But the difference between this game and this game is more fast-paced. And because of that, it makes everything feel a hell of a lot better in the end when it comes to a zombie killing game. Whereas with this, it's trying to be slow. And much like Gravy or oatmeal, if you're gonna do slow, you gotta have to put some flavor into it. Otherwise, it just kind of tastes like nothing. And they didn't put any flavor in this. In fact, I think they took flavor out of what was already a non-existent soup. Like, goddamn, this game is just a shit stain. Like, I have to play something good. I gotta. Fuck, you know what kills me? You know what really does? This game is better than fucking Walking Dead. Like, I feel like I have to play this now over this. Shit, I could play literally any other game I own than The Walking Dead. Like, if I was to give it like an arbitrary review, it would just be 2 thumbs down because, by God, like, there's like a certain level of badness, I think, that people can qualify. There's either like the AVGN level of bad where it's like, oh, it's terrible, oh, it's the worst, there's a quantifiable level of badness. But I feel like this is in that matzo level of bad. Like something that is so bad that you can't describe it, but it's just bad. Like it's in a mixture of mediocrity and just being awful. It's that kind of level that we're dealing with. Because if it was like, I don't know, I'm thinking of like a bad 360 game that's fucking hilarious. There's not really many, to be honest with you. Let's just go with like a classic like trash game. Let's go with like something like Brothers in Arms or something, or what's a bad? Because that's kind of interesting. I can't really think of any really bad 360 games. Fuck it. Let's just go with like an easy answer for bad games. Let's say like Shaq Fu or something. See, with Shaq Fu, I can actually like laugh at it. I can at least enjoy it for its firm attempt at something. With this, it's just trying to be a fucking game for like a show, that's based off a comic. And with that, it's just, I don't care about the source material. I don't care that much about the story. The gameplay is beyond gutter trash, and everything else that this game is trying to accomplish, it fails. So at the end of the day, if you're planning on getting a zombie survival game, do not make this one to be your first purchase. Trust me. If you're going to get a zombie game, for fuck's sake, get like any Dead Rising. Doesn't matter which one. Any of them will do. fucking Left 4 Dead 1 or 2, that I will suggest 2, since you can get a lot of the first game into thanks to DLC, or literally any game with zombies in it is better than The Walking Dead. That's just the simple way of saying it. So, yeah, see you later, folks. Hopefully I do another video at some point.